What's in store for you for this period, especially when we go through this Mars retrograde, when we may potentially experience lots of challenges in everything related to goal setting, our energy. So let's get started. What's in store for you, dear Capricorns, for February in your money area, in your career area, in your relationship and love area? And I will end up my reading with the guidance from the universe, like a general theme for these months, so that you would ride it successfully, not just like survive, but thrive. By the way, if you don't want to miss my readings in future, just subscribe to this channel so that you could see them live here and there, and you can put that tick there so that it would be notifying. They will notify you there as well. I'm doing readings for more than 10 plus years, and I'm really passionate about that topic. Let's get started, dear Capricorn. So what's in store for you in your money and career area for February 2025? The Fool. All right. The World. Wow, that's an interesting combination when we see these cards together, the Fool and the World. That's a really powerful combo. Nine of Wands just means there will be lots of charge, and we can see it exactly in these cards, the Nine of Wands actually, because it's just like the intense period clearly during this Mars retrograde where you will have to have lots of plans, and we can see through the 10. So 10 of Swords, right? 10 of Swords is the card of that cleanse. It's not just the card of betrayal or destruction. It's a card when you have to cleanse yourself from all the unnecessary thoughts, unnecessary beliefs, unnecessary anxieties. So here we can see how she's kind of like releasing herself from all these burdens, debris, so that's what it is. And we can see here Nine of Pentacles, all right, and Seven of Swords. There will be lots and lots of kind of like release for you during that month. That's the main theme, what I can see, and work with boundaries, Seven of Wands. All right, so what I can see during this sequence in overall for you, dear Capricorns, is that you will start this month intensely. It may feel like just too many frequencies in your money and career area, okay? Like it's lots of charge, and we can see it exactly through this sequence. You see, it's just like, hey, it's just the beginning, it's the end, and it's lots of charge immediately. It's just like, oh, it's like a roller coaster. It's the roller coaster. And this whole roller coaster, it invites you to really do lots of that work within you, so that not to get mad about all these situations. There will be lots of charge. Not to get mad, but just really continuously do those practices to release yourself from everything. Do you see how she's like, I am releasing everything, okay? I'm releasing everything. I'm not really going into all these manipulations around me, into all these, discussions around me, whatever it is. I am releasing everything. That's how you want to approach that month. By the way, I will answer all of your questions in the end of this reading. I cannot do the answering of questions in the moment I'm doing the reading. I'm just extremely focused, guys, just specifically on this reading right now. So ask me questions here, and I will really answer everything in the end of my session. All right, so Nine of Pentacles, we can see also there. So it means that if you do those release practices, you will come to that position of stability. You'll start saying to yourself and seeing, hey, I'm sitting onto something here, okay? Just like that bird. You're still not flying, you're sitting in onto something, right? But this has to, you can go to that theme only once you do that release within you. You don't, let's say there are some kind of gossips around you at work or whatever, something happening there. You don't step into that thing, okay? You keep your focus, you release. No matter what they say, you keep your focus here and now, because you know that you are sitting onto something, all right? You want to pass through that month, the month of February, in that, like, hey, I'm sitting onto my eggs, right? Like that bird is sitting on its eggs, okay? Accumulating everything, not rushing into something, not going into all these communications around you. You just like want to have that approach. Hey, I don't even interact with all this stuff, all right? And you continuously keep on releasing. We can see it through this card as well. Do you see how she's releasing all these swords? Because these months, it's just seems to be having lots and lots of kind of themes around of manipulations, gossips, whatever, something that you work, but you just don't want it to step into that, okay? You want to just preserve yourself from that. That's what you want to do. And keep your boundaries. Keep your boundaries, because again, there is, we can see this card and we can see how she's keeping her boundaries, staying focused into one thing. So that's the main approach, how you want to pass through these months. And then if you do that, all what will be in then, we can see that you will actually release lots of emotions. Lots of emotional stuff will be released through that process. And what will happen eventually is that you will be in that position of moving your energy. Some of kind of like you will start seeing much more. We can see here 5 of Wands. You will have more and more subtle energy feelings. You will say, hey, maybe I need to reduce the communication with that person. Maybe I just need to step away. It's again coming back to that, hey, healthy boundaries. I need to establish them. Maybe I just need to step away from all these unhealthy communication there, okay? So that I would just really recollect my eggs, right? Recollect all what I have in life, being appreciative for everything what I have in life now. No rush movements during this period, okay? Again, reminder, we are going all of ours collectively through this Mars retrograde, and it's having its effects up to the February 23rd. So just have this in mind. And then if you do it all, it's just, if you do what I told you right now and you keep being that focused onto your boundaries, onto just appreciative practices, onto release, right? Release that charge which you had in the beginning, right? In your work, it will come down, it will smoothen down. We see here 4 of Cups for you, okay? So it will all come down, just like, just because you do everything right through these months, all right? So that's kind of focus for you Capricorns for February 2025, so that you would pass through this quite highly charged period correctly. Now let's have a look at your relationships area, because I promised to you that I will do it for your career and money. Now there is also the relationships and love area. All right, we have 4 of Swords. Again, we have that theme of chill out. Like you know, you don't want to step into anything. Do you see how she's laying down on that moon? And she has that attitude of chill out, in fact. Just, hey, take away all these doubts, concerns, dear beautiful birds, from me. That type of theme you want to have. Okay, that's how we start in here. Ace of Swords. All right, let's have a look at all the sequence. 3 of Wands, right? 6 of Cups, okay. 7 of Cups. So again, that accumulative approach. Accumulative approach is reflected here in your relationships area when you don't want to spill out the milk, like spill out the milk of your heart, spill out all these emotions. You want to just have that very patient approach of rising, emotionally uplifting, okay? Rising through everything. So watching everyone who is kind of like around you through these months, who is continuously sucking your energy, taking your energy, just trying to distance from those people, all right? And the Emperor, establishing that order and structure in your relationships. And it seems like, I'm just thinking, is it like someone would appear in your life, or it's more about establishing that order and structure? No, it's about you. It's not about someone who will appear, it's about you. It's again about that release. So that order and structure, it's all about you. You release, and then there will be much more order, much more. It's kind of like that preparatory phase for you for March to come. March, the next month. So what I can clearly see here, you want to just have that patience, the patience through that month. Okay, and you want to have that approach of just single focused approach. It's like Ace of Swords, single. It's not some new endeavor, it's not some new thoughts here in this particular reading, but that single focused approach. Hey, I will not step into all these destructive communications around me, into all these gossips, whatever. It's again that theme, okay? Because we are charged. There's lots of charge around happening through these months because of these Mars retrograde. So you want to just develop that inner patience within you to see how this caterpillar is developing to these chrysalis, the cocoon chrysalis, and then there is a butterfly. So that antidote to all the anger which may occur in our hearts through these months, just like that charge, the antidote is that patience, okay? Patience and kindness to ourselves, and that patience and just even like compassion towards all people around us, because sometimes they even don't know what they are doing, but we keep focusing during these months onto that meditative approach. Do you remember those 4 of Cups as the last cup in your career and money area? And here we can see again that as below, so above, 6 of Cups. So just reminding ourselves that we need to pass through these months patiently, okay? And we need to remind ourselves that we want to uplift emotions of ourselves here during these months, and of those people who are around us, no matter which kind of snakes are around. Do you see that there is a snake in her, right? But she's playfully, this goddess, she's playfully putting like her finger into her nose. Hey, you will not distract me, snake, okay? We are stepping, by the way, into the year of wooden snake. So we need to master like any kind of those, anxious snake movements around, and just keep coming back to that order. Keep coming back to that order. That order out of all these chaos, to that order. Remember that any snake, it can be soothed, it can be smoothed to that approach of order through a proper music of love. And if love doesn't really help in those relationships, distance, because snake can put its poison only to the distance of 3 meters. Okay, so distance or reduced communication is something that would be the approach, the healthy approach for you for these months, dear Capricorns. Now, what would be the message from the universe for you to pass through these months correctly? Not just survive, but really thrive. So let's ask the universe now. I nourish myself. And I would actually say here, I nourish and honor myself. Okay, so you can claim it now. Action is the language of this universe, of this galaxy where we are living. We really, like all the planets are acting here, we are acting here, we are physical. So we need to write it down. We need to claim it inwardly, outwardly. Write it in your journal, in your tarot journal, whichever the journal you are currently using, whatever it is. But you claim it there. You just open up your journal, you write it down. You also can claim it here in the comments if you are somewhere on the go. But that's the first action which you want to do, so that just to really start inviting that energy of self-nourishment and self-love, so that you could really rise through this period and uplift yourself, prepare yourself for the next months to come, and also uplift the surrounding around you. For those, I'm sorry for that, because I want to really read the comments and answer your questions, guys. Okay, let's see if we have any questions. All right, so I didn't see any questions from you guys. Now, regarding the psychic abilities, everyone here is psychic. In fact, if we open up If we really open up to our intuition, we can start understanding our environment more. We can start seeing more. We do not have really questions. We do not have questions when we pass through life, okay? So that's some kind of seership which is developed in everyone. It's the ability which we all had through eons, through thousands of years. We just sometimes forget about it. We are too much into the logic. So tarot cards, they are actually amazing, I would say, to understand ourselves more beyond the logic which we were wired in through all our education before, to understand our emotional aspect better, to see much more clearly different aspects in life, and to really start sensing what's happening around us, because energy is behind everything. Energy, it was already proven fact through the quantum physics that energy, it's mass multiplied by speed of light quadrant, okay? It's not Yulia saying here, it's actually the proven scientific fact. So we want to start sensing that energy. We want to understand who we truly are. We want to start really sensing our willpower center. We want to really reconnect to who we are. And that's how we start using different tools, let it be tarot, let it be anything else, so that just to sense this reality on a different level, all right? That's actually the self-guidance tools. And I just propose to see it as an opportunity how you start seeing this reality, how you start working with it. Right, let's see. All right. Yes, so if you are new to that, always know that everything is possible for you. Why? Because that's the kind of sense which we all forgot here. If you start really developing it step by step, you start opening up, let me just put this like the petal by petal in your heart center, okay? You start really sensing the reality on a different level. You literally like open up like a butterfly. You go through this period of chrysalis, the cocoon, and then you start flying. You are ready to fly. That transformation can really happen. If you start working with tarot cards correctly, there are lots and lots of secrets here. And for all of you who have interest in that, I strongly recommend to use the tools which can open you up for that level of clarity, that new level of guidance, self-guidance through this life, okay? So, because today we live in this matrix, in the walls, okay? The walls of these matrix, but there is so much more which we can see, what we can sense. If women are listening to me here, you probably you sensed on a very deep level that inside we are all intuitive, but there is science behind intuition. There is science. We can penetrate through many things. We can see many things. The question is, how far do we want to go and how to learn it step by step? And that's exactly what I am teaching. And I am teaching it through the mastery of tarot cards, because that's exactly a powerful tool to reconnect with your soul, to reconnect with your intuition. Why? Because tarot is rich with symbolism. Each and every card here, it's having more than 100 symbols. And when we do reconnect with our soul through the symbols, not through logic, through the symbols, we can start hearing things in a different level. We don't have just 6, or like they say initially, like 5 senses, then 6 senses, like intuition. We have much more. We have a sense of balance. We have a sense of movement. We have so many. We have a sense of energy. We have so many senses. If we open each and every sense in ours like a flower, we can start sensing this reality on a new level. We can truly fly like those butterflies. And that's what I'm inviting you, all of you here, to do. All right, in your way, of course, whichever way is resonating with you. All right, let me see if there are any more questions in here. I don't see more questions for now. Anyway, thank you so much for your attention. Blessings, and wishing you a wonderful day.